Today is the 32nd anniversary of Tiananmen massacre. You often see Tank Man but rarely the aftermath. Not aftermath. This is what happened the day before. It makes the image of a single man standing before the military so much more impactful, knowing that this happened the night before. We all know what happened to him, it's just not documented. Every soldier in that first tank probably also shot themselves twice in the back of the head out of shame over not simply running him over. Chinese were relatively poor and most of the protesters were students, so one of the major way of transport they used back then were bicycles. Why are there so many bicycles? I never noticed that before. Were they trying to escape the tanks? 46 years old here, first time I've ever seen that pic. Holy shit, that's horrible. Absolutely. If you see the wide-angle picture of Tank Man, you see the aftermath of this picture. Bloodstains all over the street. I tried to merge the images JPG. The party that rules West Taiwan? Yeah, fuck them. See all those unarmed civilians standing around with signs? They're violent counter-revolutionaries. Defend yourself with your tank. He had to have been murdered, but think of the impact he had on the world, to see absolute evil and absolute heroism in one picture. Beijing was a bicycle city at this time in history. There were far fewer vehicles and the transportation networks were a trickle compared to what they are today. While on the topic bad shit, the Chinese government needs to be held responsible for. Let's not forget they're currently committing a genocide. I think he gave all the fucks. I think he cared a lot and why he did it. Yep, Tank Man was the day after the massacre. He probably just gave zero fucks by that point. My wife is from mainland China and she knows nothing about this. I've tried to explain it to her. I really feel most Chinese think this is fake. I would agree the critical factor was that this was a turning point in Chinese history, where the power of the people to have any real say in the direction of the country was stripped from them. Christ. Some of those images are awful. I've seen some pretty messed up shit in my years on the internet, but some of those images were some of the worst I've ever seen. May we never forget this horrific massacre. Hearing this as a person from the relative countryside of the US and remembering the general sentiment in this part of the country about the BLM protests is very scary. If 46, you probably remember it happening through the media. It was at least reported in Denmark. I disagree that we saw absolute evil in that single moment, because that first tank didn't run him over. Absolute evil did come, just not in that exact moment. God fucking damn. There are bodies everywhere. I saw a video of how it started, but it was a meme. It showed that they started firing in a very large and densely packed crowd of people. The old triple tap to the back of the head, suicide fucking classic. Fuck me. The Chinese don't fuck around. And kudos to that guy. Correct, just the story to get the picture and video out of the country is amazing. I thought the guy with the shattered or missing legs was bad, then I saw the flattened remains of some poor bastard who was run over by a tank, literally just a stain with some skin on the pavement. Run over constantly and hosed into drains? The fact that it was only 32 years ago makes it ever more unforgivable. Cough. Fuck the CCP. Cough. Off.